First the bomb, then the bombshell.
The driver was a federal air marshal.
And that's not all. CSI, then a losing coach.
He has to bolt to the toilet bowl.
Goes missing. Was it a foul play?
You're thinking I did something to the guy. Well, I didn't.
Without a trace after CSI, CBS Thursday.
Chris Pompiani here live in the KDKA TV newsroom. Do you have cataracts or have trouble seeing things that are far away? Coming up at 4, we're going to show you a new device that could help you see better. Then at 5, water taxis have failed in Pittsburgh before, but they're getting another shot. You're going to see how much this experiment is going to cost you. And tonight at 6, his limo's been clocked at over 100 miles an hour on the turnpike. Now, see who's putting the brakes on Governor Rendell. First, though, all of today's top stories. KDKA TV News at 4 starts right now.
Now, the hometown advantage. KDKA TV News.
Good afternoon. We start today with some breaking news. Traffic is at a standstill around the West End Circle.
The ramp leading from the West End Circle to Route 51 is blocked after the back wheels came off of a tractor trailer. Now, police are urging you to avoid the area. The road is closed. Crews will have to bring in, we are told, a forklift to pick up the back end of the truck to repair it. And that could take most of the afternoon, perhaps into the early evening hours. There are no injuries reported. Of course, we will keep update on this situation and bring you more information just as soon as we get it. Also to report to you this afternoon, there was a fatal shooting in Beaver County.
Police say a woman in Potter Township shot and killed her husband early this morning. It was their daughter who called police. KDKA's Sonny Abata has the latest from Beaver County. Sonny, what happened?
Well, Patrice, Cozetta Mihalko walked quietly to and from her arraignment at the district justice's office in Center Township today. She didn't confirm or deny having shot her husband, John, but now she's in Beaver County Jail. She has no chance of bail, and she's sitting there waiting for her preliminary hearing, which will happen in the beginning of next month. Now, here's how it all happened. Police say 58-year-old John Leonard Mihalko was sitting on his couch in the living room of their house on West Mowry Road in Monaco when his wife, Cozetta, shot him multiple times in the torso. Their adult daughter was the one who called police. Now, there is a history of domestic violence here. John Mihalko pled guilty to 1 count of simple assault against his wife in 2002, for which he served 2 years probation. Now, investigating officers said Cozetta shot her husband with a .38 caliber handgun. This time, police aren't saying if either had an extensive criminal history or if Cozetta did. They say they're looking into that as part of the investigation.
Any issues regarding any response that we've done there in the past, if we have done any, have to be reviewed, and that'll be all part of the investigation.
Mihalko's preliminary hearing is set for September 2nd at Beaver County Courthouse. And coming up at 5, we talked with a neighbor of the Mihalkos who heard the fatal shots being fired. Hear his account of that coming up new at 5. But for now, reporting live in Beaver County, Sonny Abata, KDKA TV News.
The 2 men accused of fatally shooting a pizza delivery man last month will go to trial. The deputy coroner made the ruling in the preliminary hearing today. Christine Sorensen was in the courtroom. She has the details. Christine?
Stacey, after hearing the testimony today, the deputy coroner ruled that there is enough evidence for these 2 young suspects, ages 17 and 20, to stand trial for murder. In the courtroom, 2 Pittsburgh homicide detectives testified about what the suspects told them. Lamar Kendrick allegedly confessed that he and Randy Creighton ordered a pizza so that they could rob the delivery man. When Frankie Christopher arrived at Armendale Street with the pizza, Kendrick told police he saw Creighton shoot the delivery man at least twice. Christopher's partner, Cookie Turley, was driving the van and was also shot. Christopher's family just wants justice.
It's about my brother's death. He was just literally murdered for no reason. And these boys think that they're little technicalities because one can't read. I mean, it's unreal. They have no remorse. They are arrogant, cocky SOBs.
Now, the defense attorney, Jim Eckert, says he wants to know why his client, Creighton, who's 17 years old, was questioned by police without his mother even knowing that he was a murder suspect. Coming up at 6, I'll fill you in more on why it got so contentious in the courtroom between the other defense attorney and the deputy coroner. Reporting live in the newsroom, Christine Sorensen, KDKA TV News.
A 21-year-old man died this morning after he was apparently speeding on a local road. Sean Ewing was behind the wheel of this car when he lost control along Route 366 in Washington Township, Westmoreland County. The car struck a tree and a guardrail and then rolled several times before it finally stopped.
When we arrived on scene, we had 3 patients here. We life flighted 2, and the one we pronounced dead here at the scene.
Ewing's passengers, Brandon Geist from Vandergrift and Alan Reed of New Kensington, were both conscious when firefighters arrived. They were taken to hospitals in Pittsburgh, where they are now in stable condition.
Firefighters near Interstate 70 were dealing with a chain reaction accident. It started with a tractor trailer heading through Claysville in Washington County. The truck, which was carrying liquid sugar, rolled over and then blocked part of the highway. Rescue crews had a hard time getting to the scene, though, because of at least 2 other accidents caused by drivers who were trying to look at the first accident.
And police believe a serial burglar is behind several break-ins in Pittsburgh's East End. In the past week, 12 people have reported burglaries. Investigators say the thieves have struck homes in Morningside, Stanton Heights, and Highland Park, and they say the burglars could be 2 people working together. They get into the homes through unlocked windows or back doors, and police want residents to keep their doors and windows locked, report any suspicious activity, and not confront a burglar in their home.
And in Moon Township, burglars have hit a construction site for the second time. Police say the thieves took a dishwasher and other household items from a Prestige home site on Staunton Drive. This is the second time the thieves have hit this particular site. Just a couple of weeks ago, someone stole tools from inside of a shed. Police, though, are not linking the 2 burglaries yet.
Police in Lawrence County are warning residents about a door-to-door scam. In Elwood City, someone is going around selling cookie dough and other items, and that person claims that the proceeds will go toward cancer research. They take the money up front. They never return with the products. Police say that residents should always ask for identification of sellers and the organizations for which they are selling.
It was supposed to be completed last weekend, several weeks ahead of schedule, but work on the Squirrel Hill Tunnel had to be postponed because of last weekend's severe weather. So now you can look forward to more closures and restrictions this weekend. The construction will only affect the outbound lanes. Both lanes will close from midnight Saturday until 9 in the morning on Sunday.
One local school district received so many last-minute enrollments they had to hire extra teachers for this school year. Seneca Valley in Butler County says more than 60 second and third graders enrolled at the last minute. And as a result, the district had to hire 3 more elementary teachers. The new enrollments pushed Seneca Valley's enrollment to more than 7,000 students.
And students at Penn State will now be allowed to download copyrighted music for their coursework for free. After a long fight with the recording industry, music professors at several schools, including Penn State, can now link copyrighted music to their online course syllabuses. That means that students can access the music from their dorm rooms, off-campus apartments, or in study labs. Penn State President Graham Spanier co-chairs a national task force to try to end online music piracy.
The Pennsylvania lawmaker who had the bad hiccups is back to work. He had the hiccups so badly, he did go to the hospital. State Representative Larry Roberts went to the doctor last month after a case of hiccups lasted 3 weeks. Roberts says the problem was so bad at one point he had to be fed by a tube. Well, now the hiccups are gone, and Representative Roberts is back at work in his office in Uniontown.
The price of oil per the barrel is now on the decline, and Wall Street likes that. It also likes the fact not much is happening in the world, and that sent the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the NASDAQ up today. Let's take a look at the early closing numbers. As you can see, for the day, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is going to gain 84 points, almost back up to 10,200, and the NASDAQ is going to gain another posted solid gain of a little more than 23.5 points. It is now edging closer to the 1,900 level.
Crews in New York City are making final preparations for the upcoming Republican National Convention. Coming up, we'll tell you about some of the obstacles they're facing. And people in Taiwan are dealing with a dangerous typhoon that dumped some 5 feet of water in just a matter of hours. First, though, we will introduce you to one of the feel-good stories of the Olympic Games. That story is next.
And really not much change since yesterday. It remains warm and humid. Right now it's partly sunny and 84 degrees in the city. The only change is we do have a few, and I stress the word few, showers showing up on Storm Tracker. We'll take a look at where they are and where they're headed coming up.
How inspiring can a minivan be? Can it give you seats when you need them? And space when you don't? Yes. Introducing the all-new Chrysler Town & Country. The only minivan with stow-and-go seating and storage. Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard.
Want more? Get more at the Chrysler Summer Sales Drive. Now qualified buyers can get a Town & Country for just $269 a month for 36 months.
Tons of stuff. Nice purse.
It's Value City's Mall Busters. Get the hottest looks for juniors and young men, including graphic tees, and save on all shoes. Buy one, get one half off. Value City, best bargains in the city.
I think the public would be surprised to learn about how little safety goes into a lot of products. You could be injured through no fault of your own, although you may think it's your fault.
At our law firm, we've represented people seriously injured by all types of defective products, from seatbelts, bicycles, and child safety seats to hazardous machinery.
In the course of a lawsuit, I'll find out sometimes that a company could have added a safety feature for a few dollars that would have saved someone's life or someone's limb.
For a free consultation, call 1-800-9-4-EDGAR.
I've never heard President Bush even talk about it.
It's like he doesn't know it's a problem.
Health insurance premiums skyrocketing 4 times faster than wages. Employers dropping health benefits. 43 million Americans uninsured.
I just think President Bush has no plan to deal with this.
John Kerry does have a plan. Tax credits to help small businesses provide health insurance and reimburse employers for catastrophic costs. The Democratic National Committee is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
This is KDKA TV News at 4 with Patrice King Brown, Stacy Smith, and Chief Meteorologist Jeff Cozetta with your AccuWeather forecast.
We have more now on some breaking news we were first telling you about at the beginning of this newscast. Traffic is still slow around the West End Circle.
That's right. The ramp leading from the West End Circle to Route 51 is completely blocked off after the back wheels came off of a tractor trailer. Kathy Berggren has the latest from the KDKA PennDOT Traffic Center. She joins us by telephone. Kathy, are you there?
I am here, Patrice. Yeah, we do have this tractor trailer that is stuck at the West End Circle, and traffic is certainly on the build on West Carson Street, also on Main Street, South Main Street on the West End, also 51. Keep in mind they're doing some construction also down at the West End between Station Square and the Four Pit Bridge, so that traffic is done to a single lane in each direction, so definitely a place you may want to avoid this evening. With AAA Traffic for the PennDOT Information Center, I'm Kathy Berggren.
Thanks, Kathy.
A game that started on the beaches of Southern California has evolved into one of the most popular events of the Olympics. The U.S. women rule, but it appears the world has embraced beach volleyball. The volleyball site looked more like a giant beach party with sand, music, and bikini-clad cheerleaders. The Americans capped off the festive atmosphere by winning both gold and bronze medals.
You know, this thing around my neck is so beautiful and one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Growing up, you watch the Olympics and you are so proud to see, you know, athletes up there and you follow everything, and now we're a part of that. It's going to grow. I mean, the horizon is huge and it's going to blow up.
Well, the women volleyball players compete all over the world trying to promote their sport.
Coming up, a new museum honoring the Underground Railroad has opened in a city that has had its share of racial problems. And summer's made a warm return here in late August. Will the warm temperatures last? Jeff Rosella is be joining us with the latest details in his AccuWeather forecast. But first, a new medical technique is giving people with blurred vision a new way of looking at things.
Water taxis. They didn't work the first time, but they're giving it another shot. KDKA investigator Marty Griffin reveals how much this experiment is costing you. Plus, seeing which fruit could work just as well as those cholesterol-lowering drugs. Today on KDKA TV News at 5.
At Century 3 Chevrolet, you'll find the craziest deals under the moon. Everything has been Moonlight Madness. Price slash! Through this Saturday, drive your choice of several brand new 2004 Tahoes from just $325 a month. Brand new Trailblazer from just $259 a month. That's right, $259 a month, and you're driving a brand new Trailblazer. Now that's something to howl about. Through Saturday only, it's Moonlight Madness at Century 3 Chevrolet. Century 3 Chevrolet, an American Revolution.
Suffer from headaches or sinus problems? Have musty odors or excess dirt in your home? Then you need air duct cleaning. Breathe clean air today. Call Quality Air. Air duct cleaning removes dirt, dust, hair, and pollen, relieves respiratory ailments, and eliminates excess dust. Call 1-800-225-8208 for a free air duct cleaning video inspection on $99 value, free if you call today. Get your air ducts clean and breathe clean air every day.
Mom?
Yes?
How do I know what's right?
Well, if you always treat people the way you want to be treated, you'll sleep well at night. Come on, honey.
At the Original Mattress Factory, we sleep well every night by living our philosophy every day. Producing quality mattresses in our own factory and selling direct, eliminating the middleman and providing real value. Treating customers the way we would want to be treated. living our philosophy every day, so you sleep well every night. The Original Mattress Factory.
Carlo salutes Karen Shapira and Madeline Ross as Carlo Women of Spirit. Karen Shapira is the secretary of the United Jewish Communities and a community leader recognized for her work locally and internationally. Madeline Ross is the managing editor of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, a position she has held since 1983 when she became the youngest female managing editor of a major metro newspaper.
Carlo in its 75th year, Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield and KDKA TV honor these women of spirit.
Celebrating 50 years of family fun and entertainment. It's the Westmoreland Fair, August 20th through the 28th at the Westmoreland Fairgrounds. Don't miss it.
Cataracts and farsightedness can cause problems for older people, including blurred vision.
But a new procedure is helping people see things in an entirely new light. Dr. Malika Marshall has the details.
Tammy Burton was clearly frustrated. She suffered from cataracts and age-related farsightedness called presbyopia. Her failing vision forced her to wear glasses all the time.
Fuzzy, yeah. I was getting to the point where I couldn't read anything without having to have glasses all the time, around my neck like a yoke.
Tammy decided to undergo a new procedure to have a new kind of synthetic lens called crystal lens implanted in her eye. Doctors make a small incision on the side of the cornea and insert a tiny ultrasound instrument to break up and take out the dysfunctional lens. Then the new implant is placed where the original lens used to be.
This new lens is actually on hinges so that when the muscles inside the eye focus for up close, the lens can actually move inside the eye.
Other eye implants only fix distance problems, so patients still need glasses to see objects up close. This new lens eliminates this problem. Tammy says the crystal lens has restored sight to her sore eyes.
It is nothing short of a miracle to be able to see again.
The crystal lens costs about $1,500 per eye and is generally not covered by insurance companies. But patients like Tammy say they're willing to pay out of their own pockets to be able to see clearly again. Dr. Malika Marshall, CBS News.
One woman had to give birth inside her bathroom after the hospital sent her home. It happened to a new mother not once, but twice. Staffers at the hospital in Boston told the woman that she was not in active labor, so they sent her home. And then she gave birth to her new son on the bathroom floor.
Are you worried about the baby now?
In one moment, yes, because the baby is go outside, nobody else listen to the breeze, to cry. I'm feeling not very well because I don't know what happened with the hospital.
The head of the